Hello again, Glitch Ripper here, aka the original card game for the win, and kind of as my usual going away for one set and the welcoming of the new, we are back here with Phyrexia, all would be one, and I will be opening it pretty much as I do all the packs that I basically originally got whenever I did my pre-order, with everything else that I got in between being things I just kind of did along the way. But also trying to see how close to the end of the set we can get with this strategy. So let's try this basically as before, plus I will open the 5 golden packs, of course. But let's start off with our big barrage of 50 packs of Phyrexia will be one. And I've got a pretty good chunk of the set already, so we'll see if I can get any of those hits at first. To be perfectly fair, Mirren's Safe House is very interesting. That ability is very intriguing, as long as it's there. Has all the activated abilities of all land cards and all graveyards. Yes, that includes basic land, so you can get pretty much any color of mana that the land in your graveyard can produce. So, just saying.
I'll take on an army myself if I have to.
Finally, I've been kind of missing Kaido, but yeah, he's got some interesting tricks this time, and being multi-Kaido might be interesting for deck design based on him and ninjas, so things might get very, very ninja. So, yeah. The jailer. The rat of rats. I mean, this is basically the Rat King. Apparently, Phyrexia could never get rid of this infestation problem, and this happened. So, yeah. Phyrexian Rat King. Straight up mythic rare. Nice. I like that. One of the spheres just showed up, so Timeless Furnace, so just saying. Hello! The big, unstoppable troll. Semi-unstoppable. You know, it's kind of unstoppable? Yeah. Semi-unstoppable troll. I mean, Thrawn, you gain some serious momentum. Ah, there's one of the rares I was missing. So, there you go. Hey, the Basilicle's back. Vinzer. In his rather Phyrexianized form, of course. So, yep, that happened to him. Poor Vinzer. He had a rough time. Hey! Welcome back, Mirix. Nice to see another one of you. Can I get the other 2 rare spheres? That would be beautiful. Because it's just, I'd kind of like to not have to worry about them for later for trying to do that thing. Speaking of spheres, here's the draw spits. Not the sphere I was looking for, but still existing. Okay, I've just about maxed out my Mirix, if I haven't already. Norn's Wellspring. Ah, Burbreast Forge. Lots of things popping out of that one. Ironically, I already have this Dominus. So it's like, It's like, on the other hand, now I have 2 copies of it, so if I was playing in a non-singleton format, hey, look, I got another one. So, like, yeah, man. That'd be kind of funny, really, but still. Ah, that bites. Literally. Ouch. Hello again, Atraxa. You were exactly what let us know that battles were going to be here. Everybody realized that there was a new card type coming, and they figured it was coming in the next set, and yes, that happened exactly. So yes, hello Atraxa, thank you for showing us the way of battles incoming, because you totally previewed that for us. Sort of. I mean, you didn't show how they were going to work, but you showed there was going to be a card. So congrats Atraxa for helping us on that way. Kind of a historic card for things. And how we now have Phyrexian vampires. So, yeah. Hey, Hunter Maze. We have another spear here. Always have the call out when it comes to a scout. So, there you go. So Malira, you are a scout. And you give us a good call out. So congrats. Autonomous Furnace again. Norn's Wellspring again. The Mere Convert. This little guy is interesting in himself. I mean, a little toxic artifact creature is interesting. But especially when it's a mirror. It's interesting that the plane was called Argentum before it was Mirrodin, which was before it was New Phyrexia. So this is also kind of going a bit back there, but we have a Masticore. Enter Maze, and oh, yeah, I hadn't got that uncommon this whole time until just now, so thank you. Ooh, double first. I finally got this version of Glissa, so nice. And oh, might I add, that remove up to 3 counters from target permanent. Oh, that pairs beautifully with battles because you can just sap the counters off. Oh dear, yeah, that's gonna be an interesting thing to do. Also another one that I hadn't actually got out of the uncommon until just now, so interesting thought. And another time I get double first. This time the Tablet of Completion, which is... it's okay. One of these double mana color producing lands, it's interesting, so. Okay. Darkslick Shores. Very good find. This now again, playing heavy artifact decks, that thing can get ridiculous very quickly. Okay. A straight up rare wild card. Noise. I'll accept that. Here we go. Still getting pretty much just the various spheres other than the 2 I'm still after. And Norn's Wellspring has shown up for like the 3rd time in a row. I already had a copy, thank you. Surgical Bay, well at least I think we've covered every color of the spheres. So yeah, that's the thing. Nice. I got that big and honkin' version of a Phyrexian dragon. Okay, now admittedly that ability can be a little odd, but I mean, still it's a 4/4 flying dragon that can be a bit more quickly cast if you've got enough stuff in your grave. So, I mean, it's an okay dragon. I've got stronger here and there, but still. Hi again, Skrelf. Nice to see ya. I think I've already shown off a deck based around you, which is interesting. So, Skrelf has shown up. Hi, little guy. Okay. Just saying, toxic vehicle. Interesting thought. I mean, you could use it for a good attack of opportunity or two. The Staff of Completion. Yeah, this is literally the Phyrexianized or completed version of the Staff of Domination. So, yeah, that's a thing now. So, yep, that is a thing. Also, I am pondering putting this into warrior-themed deck or two, because I mean, it's a speedy one, so maybe. Not quite like a zonk out of nowhere for 3. The Filigree Silex. Definitely an important story at the moment there. Another straight rare wild card. I mean, I'm picking up the wild cards here. So, yeah. Also, just saying, Phyrexian dinosaurs, I mean, you could have that running at you at any time. Just a speedy, toxic dinosaur from out of nowhere. Just saying. Okay, that just popped up right into a pair of them, so okay. The tablet's back, but also so is the mirror convert. So, yeah, the mirror's always here. And this is why I'm hoping for the other 2 spheres. Because if you do the math, it's saying to go all out with this thing and turn it into a 9/9 indestructible Phyrexian construct creature with Toxic 9, which is ridiculous. It can only be activated if there are 9 or more cards with different names among basic, sphere, and locust lands. Now, we don't got any locust lands right now in Arena, but we do have the other types. So, if you think about that, if you're playing a monocolor deck, you can almost pull this off. Because if you have all 4 of the rare spheres, that's 4 right there, the sphere that corresponds to your color, yeah, that's 5 out of the 9 you need here. You have the regular land that corresponds to your color and the snow version, which would have different names. Then that's another 2, so we're up to 7 there. And then you have wastes, which they've allowed to be, and that's a basic land with no particular type. I used to think waste was a type of land, but my memory was just a little off on that. It's just a basic land that has no specific type otherwise, which is weird, but that's just the way it is. But it does count as a basic land, so that's counting up to 8. But that's all we got in Arena that we can do with that right now. We don't have any locusts. So without a locust or another basic land with a different name for like each color or whatever, you can't really quite pull this off in monocolor, but you get very, very close. Like you're literally 1 away. So as soon as we get a locust that's non-denominational for color, there you go. That will totally go in and someone will be the first to pull off the perfect run with that, where you get it to pull them all out and go for it. Now, there's other land types we've got out here, but this one only cares about basic, sphere, and locus. So basically, the 5 basic types of land, or just the non-typed basic land. But it must say basic on it. It cannot be something that has the basic types. It must be one that is actually a basic land. And you must have spheres and locus to pull it off. So, or something like that. So it's a combination of those 3. But it's still one away from a monocolor run with that. So, getting there. Not there yet, but we're getting there. We are back to the Fair Basilica. Yeah, that is already in my Finn after Phyrexia deck, just saying. So Finn's Venom is definitely improved with this card. I will show off that whole thing after a while, but I wanted to do this big run of pack opening first. But yeah, Rot Priest is in fact really cool. You get that one in your opening hand and like a forest, and some people might just run off right there, because the fact that every time you target it or any other creature you control with a spell, they get a poison counter. If they target it, they get a poison counter, so it's kind of like warding, because they have to pay the additional price of getting a poison counter. And that goes for any creature you control, not just itself. So, yeah, they target your commander and forget about that ability, they get a poison counter. So it's like, yeah, that thing is very good. Blade of Sheer Soul. This one is very interesting because of the clone other target creatures that you have aspect. So, yeah. So that one is a wild one. It's funny I didn't get that until now. Just saying. I mean, sometimes it is harder to get an uncommon than it is to get a mythic rare. It's kind of weird, but that's just the way it works sometimes. Or a specific rare, for that matter, which I'm trying to get those other spheres with this huge opening here, so that's case in point. But at the same time, you know... Red Sun's Twilight. Now, this pose. I was hoping this would show up at some point just so I can describe this. Some people think of it as Urabrask is trying to grasp the sun. I think of it as him throwing it away and basically thinking, Hadouken! So it's like he's throwing an energy ball in a fighting game. Like he is just pulling a Ryu here and going, Hadouken! Or is it more of an Akuma because he's doing it one-handed? Just saying. I mean, to me, this is a Hadouken pose. So just saying. And yes, I have to say it like that, just cause. Just cause I'm on camera, kind of on camera. Just because I got a microphone, I gotta do it that way. Okay, we're getting into...
I'll take note of all your failures.
Hello again, Jace. I'm actually getting more mythic rare wild cards from this than I am the rare spheres. That is ridiculous math. I mean, the odds against that have to be spectacular. Speaking of red things from Urabrask, here's his Anointer, which apparently likes to roast things when you have oil counters on stuff. So yeah, that's here. I have that one already too. I think that between that and Mirrex, they're the ones that are better out of the rare spheres. I still would like the other two to do the math on the monument and just see if it's like at one point becomes possible to do it. Now, I will hold a couple of rare wild cards back just for grabbing those later if I need to, should the locusts become available or other types of basic lands. But yeah, we'll see. But I like the Mycosynth Gardens for more than one reason. I mean, that becoming a clone of one of the artifacts you've got is... It leads to all sorts of hijinks. I mean, serious. And you can also, of course, filter your mana for whatever color you want. Okay. That was a rare land that I didn't have until this moment, so... okay. That's fair enough. I'm good with that. That feels good, actually. So, nice.
Let's make it a fight to remember.
I like your attitude, Tyvar. I really do like your attitude. Getting a lot of the artifacts and equipment this run. Just saying.
Stop talking. Fists up!
Also, he's got that I want to brawl attitude just like Tyvar. Those two are such buddies. I mean, dude, they are total bros in this run, just saying. They're like, yeah! I mean, just have those two side by side, and it just says it all. Toasty. Toasty. It is somewhat, well, kind of. It's not really that toasty. It's more like when you really need to just draw some extra stuff, it might happen. Another toxic bite going through. Oh! Yeah. Hello, Kimba. Ka Enduring. I mean, that ability is very nice. I do like that he could totally help out with equipment decks so much, and also can create some cats out of nowhere. So, yeah, you are definitely a hip cat that I can totally work with in so many levels, Kimba. You're a very great catman. So, can the Catman do? Yes, the Catman do. So thank you for Kimba. Graz, you totally messed me up during that one Momir match, so not really feeling you here, Graz. Sorry. Just no. The Conjure of the Worlds, however, I like this. I put this into more than one deck sense that could go with green, because that is actually really cool. You can make lands from your graveyard, and you can choose a non-land permanent card in your graveyard if you tap it. And if you haven't cast another spell already, you can cast that card right out of the grave. And if you do, you can't cast an additional spell this turn, but the fact is you're able to recast things from your graveyard that are permanents, admittedly. And you can play lands from your graveyard all in one card, so this is a good one. It's a bit more limited to green than some other things that can let you do that, but I still think this is great and I like it. So I'm like, yes, yes please. I already have one, but yes please, thank you. Also, these guys are incredibly handy. I mean, that is a... I mean, that's just a basilisk that's just going, you know, forget what I'm doing on Phyrexia, I'm just being a basilisk, just to be a basilisk.
I've killed many who deserve death. Now I'll protect those who deserve life.
I like that quote. Thank you for that, Kaya. Also, kind of surprised it took this long to get this version over here. Totally going with some Kea themes on some other things, but this works well. And that, I've seen that last ability in action. That is actually quite strong. But just all that together is just yeah. Kea always knows how to rock and roll. And she is a ghost hunter. Rather, a ghost assassin. The jailers just keep wanting to jail stuff. And they just keep things in graveyards. They don't really jail something in the regular way. So it's kind of a little weird. It's like just the jailer lost souls. Just saying, that is the exact same Phyrexian beast that Luca has. Like, this is the same token. Just saying. Speaking of legendaries, here's Dorkadine, first gold warden. Okay. Yeah, he also likes to be a bit of an equipment lord. So, yeah. Just trampling with all sorts of equipped power. So, yeah, go for it, Dorkadine. Is it gonna exactly work out for Mythic on that? Interesting. We have a thicket. We have that one is and that is an interesting one there. That one is... There's ways that can just totally not go the way you think it would. I mean, yeah. I mean, it basically just fades away after a while. So, and you can just totally just sap the oil if you need to. For this, we go with gold there. I'm getting a lot of wild cards that I could use. Things are going to get wild pretty soon. I also already had this Dominus, so the whole time I did not get 3 of the Dominuses that I needed. So I may have to backtrack on those at some point in the future. But we also have the gold ones, so let's see how this goes. Because these have kind of a big burst of... Okay, that really helps you. It kind of guides towards things that you haven't maxed out yet. And it is a burst of rare and mythic rare. So it's kind of a bit of a different pack. So these have a bit of a higher quality to them. I got Unctus, the Grand Meditect. So, yeah. Yep. Unctus is here. He is a legendary artifact creature that is a bit of an artificer, even though it doesn't technically call him that, because let's face it, he works with artifact stuff, especially other creatures. But I did get one of the remaining spheres that I needed. I got the Monumental Facade, so that's progress that I don't have to spend a rare wild card on. So, thank you for the Monumental Facade, even if it's kind of meh on its own. At least it's progress towards the monument to perfection run. So, yes, it is good in that sense, in that it goes towards that. Otherwise, it just goes with oil counters. Okay, now I get one of the other Dominus. Okay, this is a good pack. Good pack. Really good pack. 3 firsts in one shot. 3 firsts. Like, half the pack was completely new. Okay, and this is the blue Dominus. One that lets you proliferate twice over. Although what you have to sacrifice to make him indestructible is kind of funny because you have to basically remove 3 counters from among other artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers you control. Now I've got an interesting thought here. If you can turn a battle into a creature or artifact, then you could also siphon the counters from him to give this guy indestructible, while also downing its defense counters so that you could, advance the battle. So now I'm going to go over battles in a different way after they come up in March the Machine in a little while, because I've got some thoughts on them too that's kind of really cool. I'm seeing some interesting ways they could go in the future, and they could go really wild. The Eternal Wanderer again. Nice. Siege Veteran. Oh, it's one of mine that I still hadn't collected from Brothers War yet. Nice. And they are very strong. And the Siege Veteran is actually pretty cool. The Archfiend of the Dross. That thing could really backfire to a lot of people. I mean, that thing about whenever it has no oil counters on it, you lose. Yeah, that can backfire on people. The Soul of Windgrace. Lord Windgrace, in his avatar form, has returned. He was always a cool cat. Ah, the cliffs. Nice. I could have sworn I got this before, but maybe I didn't. Maybe it's during a Phantom draft for a midweek Magic. That might be what I'm thinking, is when I got it before. But I got the Mind Singer finally from Dominaria United that I've been waiting for. Okay. Fair enough. That's good. I also got a Blast Zone. I'm still wondering if this is, well, it's basically a reprint of the one that was from, War of the Spark, so stuff can blow up with that one. I mean, you can wreck the field. And we have a Green Golem, also from Brothers War. So, interesting. Okay, let's see here. And, yeah, you can get multiple mythic rares in these from whatever is currently in Standard. Plus just, like, yeah. But that was... So, yeah, these two at the same time is interesting.
Violence is necessary to set things right.
Okay. You're right, Soren. Sometimes it is. Okay, I have one Dominus left now, because I just got Mondrak. This is one that you get this and some other things going at the same time because of you can double doubles. Yeah, you can go ballistic with Mondrak. And the thing you gotta sacrifice to give him indestructible is just 2 other artifacts and or creatures. That's easy because you can get like tokens of both and stack them to him. And of course, whenever one or more tokens would be created under your control with Mondrak, twice that many are created instead. And that's tokens period, not just specifically token creatures. So yeah, that's gonna go off really fast. Yeah, this one is what you call a bit of a mixed idea there from New Capenna. Angel of Suffering is, yeah, that can also backfire on people very quickly. Especially if you have, like, a heavy damage combo and you just shred their deck instead. Okay, and that's it for those for now. I just kind of scroll in the middle here. Yeah. Oh, we got our slightly early battle fame. Okay. That kind of works. Okay. Now, as I was saying, I've got everything taken care of for that. Things are going to be kind of popping off soon, whenever March's machine goes out. For now, I'll be logging off. Hope to hear from you all later. Bye for now, and remember, MTG forever.